All right, fourth remake. We are ready to go.
All right, hold on, reset. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Paradise League HoN's grand finale. We have made it. Game number 5. This is it. The $10,000 prize pool on the line. The final match here of HoN competitive. So many different ways you can look at this, but hey, we got one more game. It's already been an entertaining as fuck series. Hopefully, I can say that. We got the picks coming out, and nothing out of the ordinary so far. As I'm Brick CBK, joined by What You Got. We have the Wretched Hag first pick, Moira Sir Bensington. Going to be the two heroes initially for Team Doghouse over there.
So, this series, I mean, if you guys have been watching it from the beginning, it's been literally back and forth. The teams are alternating who wins the game, and apparently whoever wins like the previous game ends up losing the next game. So the momentum does not necessarily carry over. At least that's what the stats are saying. So I don't know if that means Team Tim's gonna win, but Doghouse won the last one, and I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. All I know is we're here in Game 5, and
Let it play out.
we're gonna let it happen, and we'll talk about what's going on in the game itself. So the bans, there is an adrenaline ban here from Doghouse, so we've seen a couple of games of adrenaline. It's not 100% win rate by all means, but they get rid of it. But speaking of 100% win rate, Wretched Hag, I think, has not lost a game this series, and Team Tim did first pick the Wretched Hag. So we see Bensington going over to the side of Doghouse with Moira. Bensington has done quite well this series, but again, I don't think he's necessarily 100% win rate. Doghouse did lose one game with the Bensington in their draft, and then we have Magnus and Torturer following up the Hag. So really nothing's out of the ordinary here in Game 5. It's just been pretty much the same stuff, give or take some picks here and there for both sides.
Mm-hmm. We have one more ban to go for either team, and then into the next set of picks that we go. Again, it would be fun to definitely naming some heroes. It'd be fun to just see go out with a bang, but
what they have not taken out is I'm taking note of the Balfagor, and that is a hero that Doghouse. When I think of Doghouse, I think of Draconis, Tremble, Doctor, and Balfagor. And if Imboboy leaves Balfagor open, I will not be surprised if Doghouse takes the Balfagor this game. Because it is a hero that, I mean, they did not win with the Balfagor in Game 1, and maybe that might make them shy away from it, but it is a hero that they tend to do very, very well with. I think that Game 1 might have been an outlier where they did not lane it very well. We saw Snooki go into the bottom lane 1 versus 2, and that was not really a situation where Balfagor, I think, necessarily wanted to be in. Now, they're going to ban away the Devourer here, so there is a potential for the Balfagor this game.
All right, keeping an eye on that Balfagor for sure.
And there's a lot of whenever there's a lot of spellcasters like Team Tim has so far with the Torture, the Hag, Balfagor, those are the kind of lineups where he wants to be in, where he's bulking up on magic armor, getting beefy, just kind of soaking all those spells, and then the inevitable ding ding as we hear sometimes with the cookie avatar. He just blows everybody up with that hell on Newerth. So.
Too many cookies.
They go the Rhapsody, and when I see the Rhapsody, I think of push lineups. No, they had the Rhapsody last game, and they didn't necessarily have a push team or anything of that nature. But man, that's a pick that worked very well for them in Game 4. So they're gonna go with Salforis here. So far, they have a dual core of Bensington and Salforis. They have 2 hard supports with Rhapsody and Moira, so they have a lot of team fight control to kind of. If they get Lord Salforis beefy, he can tank a lot of stuff, survive very long. Balfagor would, I think, fit very well in this lineup as a 5th pick if they want to kind of make it more of like a mid-game style of lineup. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking about Balfagor until it's maybe picked. But 2 more picks coming up from the side of Team Tim. Still not sure how they're going to run this Torture, but right now it's looking like a mid-Torturer and then a position 3 Hag, and then they'll pick maybe a hero for Imboboy in the next 2, unless they want to run that Torturer tri-lane, which we saw them do. Or sorry, they didn't run Torturer tri-lane, but they ran Farming Torture on Imboboy. So they could still look to do that as well. So not quite sure yet until we see the full draft come out here. But I am expecting a main support and a 3rd core on those next 2 picks coming up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and again, this is game 5. This is it for the series, meaning I would not be surprised if we see both teams even use all that reserve time pretty much down to the wire right here. Because, yeah, knowing that this is it, you want to really make sure you're confident with whatever the pick may be. So they certainly are doing that on the side of Doghouse over there. And we eventually end up the Glacius and Pebbles. Okay.
Pebbles Glacius. Okay. I don't know if I've seen Team Tim run a Pebbles in a very long time. This does put them in more of like a mid-game style of draft, I would say.
Talk about nostalgia, by the way, man.
Pebbles
this
Glacius
is like
pretty strong
full
dual
on.
If they want to run dual mid with that.
This is just full on like old school HoN. Obviously, these are all Dota representative heroes as well. Like, so really just very beginning HoN heroes. So we have that. Yeah, that's fun.
It's not the same on the Hellborn side though. There's a lot of HoN or S2 or whatever you want to call them heroes.
Yeah, broken heroes. Yeah,
yeah, broken heroes. Okay,
all those shit tier heroes.
So
starting something.
So before we see the last pick come out, I think we could see the like 1-2-2 or whatever that we saw in game 1 from Team Tim. That worked out very well for them, and they have the Pebbles Glacius that can go mid lane. They could just send the Hag like solo somewhere, either top or bottom, and then run the Mag Torture. Maybe like Mag Torture in the bottom lane, because that did work out very well for them in game 1, where I think that caught Doghouse off guard. And the smart thing about Imboboy's draft is that he can still run a tri-lane with Torture, Magnus, Glacius in either bottom or top lane, and then Hag can be soloing the opposite lane. So that is something that I do notice, and it's a very smart thing from his draft that he can lane those heroes in many different ways, and that might throw Doghouse off if they can get those lane matchups the way that they want them. Ideally, I think they're going to want a good start on Pebbles and probably the Torture as well. So last pick of the game is going to be Lodestone. They did not go for the Balfagor, so I rambled on about that hero for no reason at all. They picked Lodestone. They put it on Ozof. I talked about this earlier in the series where he's just a really, really good Lodestone player, but they're kind of going back to their roots. It's Nookie on Lord Sulfuras, short lane farming. Fa is maybe going to go dual mid with the Rhapsody on Bensington. And then
I got a shout out real quickly.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So shout out to our sponsors. Again, this $10,000 prize pool and this event as a whole. Paradise League. Big shout out to our sponsors. One being Community Gaming, communitygaming.io. Definitely check it out, guys. It's a site for a tournament, esports tournament platform from your traditional games to even Web3 games if you're into that scene. So a lot of opportunity there and an awesome site to participate on. Again, communitygaming.io. And then there's Polydoge. Polydoge is a digital currency with one of the most vibrant communities on this powerful Polygon network. It offers a wide variety of fun interactions to its holders in the form of NFTs, apps, airdrops, and access to different DeFi platforms ready to use on Polygon. Experience it for yourself at polydoge.com. So big shout out to those two, Polydoge and Community Gaming, for their sponsoring this event. Again, that $10,000 prize pool on the line. Okay, so as you were talking about lane setups and whatnot.
So I talked about how Team Tim might be doing the 1-2-2. It looks like they are doing that. And funny enough, I think it's actually not fooling Doghouse at all, because they are running the dual mid themselves, which means they've kind of read this lane makeup, probably because they saw the Glacius Pebbles last 2 picks. And I think that the way that the lanes are shaping up, this is how Doghouse loves to play. They send Ozof into a lane where he's not favored, but he can still do okay. He's Lodestone against 2 heroes, which it's going to be hard enough for a Magnus support to box out a Lodestone. So Torture's going to have to apply a lot of pressure with the Magnus, as we already had some pressure in mid lane, it looks like, with the spells onto Bensington, but no kill just yet. So Ozof's not going to have a good time, but he's going to get an XP and maybe some creep kills. And then on the flip side, Wretched Hag going up against the Lord Sulfuras and a Moira. Once they get some levels up on those heroes, the Hag can get caught by Mana Sunder, and Sulfuras can just run him down with a lot of damage. But getting a good early farm on the Sulfuras means he could look to snowball with jungle stacks and get very, very high GPM. And then I think the big focus of this game 5 is going to come down to mid lane. Who does well in the mid lane is going to give their team the momentum, because if the Bensington or the Pebbles get off to a good start, that's going to be very key, I think, for those for their team.
This mid tower pressure a little bit as well. I guess not actually. Just a creeper pushed into it, but yeah, the dual versus dual lane, fun to watch there. As mentioned, bottom lane Torture enjoying his free farm back to middle lane.
Here already, a lot of pressure coming in.
Yeah, Joust stins, Staccato stuns, Glacius.
Oh, he could not get the he could not get the what's it called, the lance along to connect. He got disabled. That would have been the bloodlust. But the uphill miss. No. Oh, comes in from Dude. He tries to take him out with the dance floor. So many things just not going the way of Doghouse, as that was so close to being our bloodlust kill breaky.
I was looking at it too. Rhapsody has 5 more movement speed, so definitely knew he was going to catch up for the auto attack. But yeah, the uphill, the RNG god's not in Dude's favor right there. Zane will pop a health potion and return back to the middle lane. And you also see Magnus. Guess what? Volca, 2-minute root. He picks it up. It's an invis. He's roaming mid. Seen this before.
Yeah, and I don't think that they know. I mean, Bensington's farming like everything's all peachy.
There you go.
This is enough damage.
Freezes if necessary. No, he did the mana.
Might look to go back in. Pebbles is actually going to go down 3 versus 2. And Fa's going to sacrifice himself. There's another lava surge.
The biggest key right there, he's not going to go for that. It's just a death if he does. So the biggest key, Glacius he barely did not have enough mana for the Ice Imprisonment follow-up after he used the nuke.
Okay. So he maybe miscalculated his mana. I think maybe would have rather used the Imprisonment over the Thunder Blast there for the extra disable.
That's so big for the Hellborn team. At 2 versus 3, they come out with a Bloodlust. He'll stop the regen on Rhapsody, so well played right there from Haha, but...
Got a lot of mana pots actually on Dude. He bought quite a few.
Just pop some more.
Gonna run top for that Merrick soon to get himself some health back as well. He stuns him in the tower just to deny a creep, but Fa's going back in. Oh, is this enough kill for the... Yes, he brings down the Glacius! Wow. And he's got Apple. 1 versus 2. Bensington showing his power here in the mid lane.
So far, the original HoN heroes are beating out the original Dota heroes. Take from that what you will. Rhapsody getting chucked back. Rhapsody is fine, though. No, can't get the freeze off. But the Ice Imprisonment may be a different story, but just out of range. Hit that on a Rhapsody. So, but the mid lane proving not to disappoint as far as both clashing against one another. 4-minute rune's going to spawn. You see Magnus and Lowstone hiding over here. In fact, Glacius comes over as well. The timing, it's going to spawn top, it looks like, as Lowstone rocket goes away, though. Good.
Gonna be just a little too slippery for them. He's already level 4 with Striders. He's got 13 creep kills, so... I mean, I think a lot of that's due to Magnus spending most of his attention on the runes and the mid lane, so... Not necessarily a 1 versus 1, but Torture's, still dominating this lane by all means, 27 creep kills. But Sulfuras, mid lane, actually, I missed that. Magnus came in for a rotation.
It was just a good combo. The timing there, the Pebbles combo in top of the Lava Surge from Magnus roaming.
Yeah, so Lord Sulfuras actually has the top creep score. He's on 36 creep kills. He's going to make it 37 here, but we see Moira. He's looking to stack the jungle already, so this is what I talked about, the Sulfuras with priority farm. He's going to be looking to get really big early on.
Wretched Hag blinking away right there, taking some offensive pressure from Lord Sulfuras. Moira, mentioned, middle lane, ready to make a play. That ephemeral forge. But
he's being spotted though on this Word of Sight, which is about to expire any second now. So they are kind of aware that she's nearby. They're playing on their own hill, so kind of shows you their awareness. Bensington looking to go in with a Joust, but he cancels it. Let's go in actually.
Does enough damage for the kill on a Pebbles. Ephemeral Forge, and Pebbles has to run the other direction. Smart play on his part to go down the river instead of back, as those shards were setting up for the stun and the kill. Sir Bensington gets comboed back in. The chain reactions, Torture teleport in. Able to get the kill on Sir Bensington. Meanwhile, nice stuff from Magnus. The rocket control's not in range. Yes, it is. The head smash is in range.
Turn, though, with the shards of Harkon. They might kill the Torture here.
They do.
Wow, the team play coming in from Doghouse is so good to get the return kills after Benzi dies. They killed 3 players and no rocket drill up for 4 seconds, so they will not chase the Magnus, but everybody but Lord Sulfuras was kind of present, and the Wretched Hag was kind of present in that mid lane here, so 3 to 4 heroes per each team, 6 minutes in the mid lane.
Oh, guess what? We're setting up for yet another.
Just got mana for a stun, and Hag could get caught here. Bensington actually poured it up top. They don't even need the Rhapsody. They're just out of damage.
Yeah, Rhapsody's running in. It's like, I got this, guys. Oh, never mind. He's dead.
So now that they have some stacks in the making for Self-Forest, who's already level 7, it's going to mean he has maxed out more Certissima. He can start to take the stacks. They put Bensington in the safe lane to secure his farm now. So they're going to allocate the resources appropriately. The only thing that this will do is give Pebbles... the Lava Surge missed bottom lane on the Lodestone, so not going to be enough pressure down there. But that will mean that Pebbles can get some free last hits in mid lane. But yeah, he's already up to 300 GPM. Currently, we see the Veiled Rot on the Glacier, so they know that Self-Forest is in the jungle, and they're going to try to get this timing correct to get the kill on the Self-Forest here. And if they spot him, he is very low currently on HP. But Moira, she's got her body in position to soak the gank for the Self-Forest, which looks like he will go down.
Yep.
And he does snipe out the stack, actually.
Okay.
So, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world that they got the jungle stack killed with Self-Forest living, sacrificing the Moira. They did commit a Veiled Rot on the Glacius for it as well.
Yeah, no, that was, I certainly think victory for the Hellborn side. Is just the time wasted too. I mean, again, not time wasted, but
he's gonna run into a Glacius. Here comes Self-Forest coming in. Can he get enraged for a nuke though? Is the question. The spells are all down. They're gonna have to turn their attention toward the Magnus instead. I think he is pretty tanky though. He's got vestments. There's gonna be 4 heroes any second here on his tail. Magnus trying to get in range for a Lava Surge. She does before dying. So Volca gets the stun off, and they kill the Lord Self-Forest, who was upwards of 500 GPM. But they did get the Glacius as well. Pebbles Stalagmite stun missed. Yeah, the Rocket Trill avoided it.
If he was just a little more patient, he could have stunned him as he came down. He went to hit him as he was stunning down and Rocket Drilling over the ledge. And just whiffed, unfortunately. So yeah, even Lowstone gets out of there. What? 2 for 1 is the big picture.
2,000 gold and XP lead for Doghouses. This is mostly on the Self-Forest, who took out a bunch of stacks. So the good news is for Team Tim that they were able to bring him down one time to slow him down a bit. Otherwise, if Self-Forest lived bottom lane, this could have gotten to be a very snowballed Lord Self-Forest early on.
Well, tiny. I just said tiny. Pebbles is.
He's not that tiny, Breaky. Look at him. He just grew with his ultimate.
He's growing a little bit.
He's getting bigger.
He is getting pretty big now. He has that Mystic active. Those illusions. Doing some work and trying to use as decoys as he's now roaming in the flank to the mid lane. Lord Self-Forest here with Rhapsody. As Pebbles, obviously they're very aware that they're here, so not going to go for any kind of engagement at this time. Oh, are they?
They catch the Rhapsody out.
They do. The chuck in the air. There's the kill, but Nightfall in, the joust, and now Pebbles is dead. So not the exchange you're looking for.
Over to Snicky. So he wants to go for the next kill. That's the main reason. So they trade the Pebbles for the Rhapsody, and every death on the Pebbles in early stages is always very crucial, because with this hero, you're always wanting to hit that timing of that, like the 10 to 12 minute mark, I would say. You want to get that portal key by that time. And right now, he's only on 29 gold with all his build-up items, followed by finishing his Steam Boots. So that means he's not going to have the portal key for at least 5, if not more, more minutes at this rate. So a big kill on the Pebbles, and then we saw Snicky counterward his own jungle. He found a ward from Team Tim in there, so good heads up counterward coming in. And look at the wards from Doghouse, by the way. They are behind both the top and middle lane towers, as we have an Arcane Vortex top lane. I'll let you take over.
Right there, and sets up the free kill on Wretched Hag, so good offensive use. We've seen some awesome Vortexes from Moiras in general throughout the series, so another one there from Lilac. Make that kill happen.
The lead continues to grow, so 10 plus minutes into the game, we're at 4k gold and 5k experience. And all 3 of the cores from Doghouse are doing well, 300 plus GPM, whereas it's not quite the same. Hag is, with that dash, she continues to struggle. She's sub 200 GPM. Middle lane initiation.
And jump in, double stun, but Lowstone, they realize the backup was there. Rhapsody puts on Disco Inferno, and now the Legion team trying to retreat. Lowstone, the Shadow Storm is eventually going to explode. The Glacial Downpour, though, Does take out Lodestone and prevents further support. Rhapsody also killed off with the midst of it. The nuke to finish off Lord South Forest. And they get the kill on the Sir Bensington. Beautiful for Team Doghouse over here. Or Team Tim, excuse me, on the Legion side.
Oh, Hag's gonna fall. She gets hit by the shard.
No, she got hit by the shard, so she goes down, but now Moira's... Okay, well, Glacius does down as well. Finally, they kill the Moira. So they lose a couple at the end of that, but still, they get the tower cut, and look at that gold. They actually have the lead now after it's all said and done.
I eat my words. Is that was a 4,000 gold lead? All of a sudden, it's flipped to a 1,900 gold lead now for Team Tim. So all of a sudden, Team Tim's in the lead as they did get the tower as well. And 2 minutes ago, Pebbles had no gold, and now he has 1,200. So he's about halfway to the portal key. It's a very big momentum swing for Team Tim.
That's insane. The fact that they were able to do that without Pebbles, as you mentioned, and he just gets to farm the bottom lane during all of that. So, yeah, this is... You talked about maybe 5 minutes or so at that pace to get the portal key. It's going to be maybe 3 minutes, so... He's,
some jungle stacks, too, as well. He's working on triple hard and easy camp.
Yeah.
He's got another illusion rune to just give him low cooldown, low mana cost, efficiently farming the stacks here, and 200 to 300 gold away from a portal key. All of a sudden, it's going to be a 13 or so minute portal key instead.
Richard Hag pushing out the top lane, or going to use his tower to get some last hits in here. But here comes Moira with the Sir Bensington. Looking for some kind of setup. Meanwhile, Lodestone using the rocket drill over the ledge yet again to get away over there. Lightbrand finished on Lord South Forest, by the way, so got his first item.
He's going Dawnbringer. He's going to be playing like a position 1 hero this game. Just make himself scale very, very well. The Lodestone also has his portal key, as I think just saw Pebbles purchases. So it's sending on the courier right now. Lodestone still needs 350 or so for his. He's going to be spotted here by the Magnus. I think he also, he should have seen the Magnus here as well, so drawing some attention to himself here. Veiled Rotted Pebbles, though. They're not going to go for him because the follow-up can't get there, so needs to be careful on the Bensington. He's going to get... Oh, he does avoid the Stalagmite stun. Great timing with his Joust there, so... Maybe he was aware that the Pebbles was there and just knew exactly how to make him waste the time.
You know what? I think that was Hag going a little too soon himself, because I'm pretty sure he reacted to Hag jumping in more so than Pebbles going for the stun. So if he lets Pebbles jump in a second later, then maybe a different story. So just not necessarily on the same page. Either way, middle lane, Lodestone trying to get away. Shadow Storm.
He avoids the chain reaction stun. This is a haste to torture, by the way.
Oh,
he's
my
gonna
God.
go down to the torture. The spells from South Forest hit.
Okay, well, 1 for 1, but now South Forest
here. And Fa cancels his Nightfall, so didn't want to go into three players alone.
Yeah, that's a large cooldown.
He bait out the Hag. Oh, but he didn't use the Mana Sunder, unfortunately. Definitely want to use that Mana Sunder before the shard, because he can just blink away. But yeah, I think the Lodestone saw Pebbles break his Veiled Rot up at the Ancient area, so Foss should have known that Pebbles was coming for him either way. But regardless, it was a good job from him to avoid this stun. And Pebbles, I think they were able to kill South Forest, right? So he has been doing decently with the portal key pickup so far, and the lead slightly favoring Team Tim right now, 2k gold, almost 3k XP. We have them collapsing up in the top lane with the Veiled Rotted Pebbles.
And I'd love to see this. You pick up the portal key on Pebbles, and he has just been going, like, looking to use it actively. And yet again right there, they jump on Moira, they get the kill. Obviously, Bensington is aware now that he needs to get the hell on out of here, and he's still running because Magnus is actually chasing through the trees, but that'll be the end of that pursuit for now. But yeah, I'd love to see it from the Pebbles. Meanwhile, to the right side, Lord South Forest, cleaning out a nice triple stack Ancients, we'll call it, is going to really benefit from that, and he continues to be the top farm of the game, 482 gold per minute. There's another portal key, though, picked up. Yep.
It's level 12, almost level 13, and Impa Boy just hit level 11 a second ago, so he's the next highest level in the game. So yeah, if South Forest can continue to not die here for a little while, he will, continue to have this big XP advantage over everyone else in the game.
Conqueror's like, what are you doing? Conqueror,
it's his passive, the Dark Lord's Presence, triggering the Conqueror.
That's unfortunate. It takes a lot of unnecessary damage as a result, but he will clean these up. As you do see the, what is that, the ice? No, the Frozen Light, that's right. Frozen Light finish there.
The Torturer's already got Gnomes and Sackstone. I'm not sure if he's got anything else being delivered. I think that actually is his career. I don't know what he's delivering though. Okay, so he's gonna go for the Grimoire, I guess, with the Neophytes book.
Hag just avoided a rocket drill as well. Oh my god, the Nightfall out right before Pebbles actually got the stun off. Both sides with some clutch escapes right there. As Hag had to initially escape both the Joust and the rocket drill, which he did. So, but no kills happening when it's all said and done.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, they just freely push the tier 2 tower with Torture and Glacius sitting behind him, so... Bensington's not really having a standout game so far. Only 300 GPM, doesn't have... he went for a lot of build-up, so he's not going to have a farming item for a while this game.
We are seeing some portal keys coming out. Moira just gets her on. I also saw Magnus on the other side. Picking up his. Hag!
Hag is so close to going down. He needed one more hit.
Not low enough.
Yeah, if that... He's so close to level 11 too. That would have 100% a kill with the level 2 Shatterstorm.
Pebbles mid lane meanwhile. Serpent, that's not a target you want to go for. He is a little tanky, so you're gonna have live Magnus here as well, but you saw the support already nearby. Lord South Force just runs him down on Pebbles. So yeah, I don't know if that was just him harassing or what, but clearly not the call as they go for the jump on Bensington.
Magnus has a blink, by the way, and last game in game 4, he didn't have a very good portal key timing, but this game, it's almost like Volka's back to his usual self. He just... that was a very, I would say, unusual game where he doesn't have the blink early on. So this was probably like a 17-minute portal key. He gets the deny there on the mid tower.
Torture sitting up here. What kind of lead stun do they have? Glacius maybe going to put the imprisonment up on some Bensington. It goes up a little bit further. Yep, now's a chance. Chain reactions will be first. Okay. Nice Vortex to stall. Here comes a response. Beautiful double shard stun as well in the back. Yeah. Hag is having to blink away. The mana center's up, though. He needs to be careful about that. Pebbles finally joins the party late. Rhapsody going to be the one they combo. Is killed. But now Pebbles has to man up against Lord South Forest, who has a full Dawnbringer, mind you. But here comes the Nightfall in from Sir Bensington. Joust ready in 3 seconds.
Pebbles, this is huge. I mean, he's in the front lines very low. We just got to combo it back up.
He ended up hitting the Torture, and Bensington is going to die right there. Magnus stuns out, kills Moira, and now it's Lord South Forest with no mana to work with, or very little at that. Pebbles, you say, nah, you're not going to kill me, we're going to kill you. Gets the combo off. This is a Lord South Forest with decent farm, but it doesn't matter. Team Tim, beautiful fight for them, and it's going to be a tower kill.
And the big difference was the Lodestone was bottom without a TP this whole time, so he probably ported down there to split push, and I think he took out the bottom tower, if I'm not mistaken. So the numbers advantage was just there. If they were able to bring the Lodestone up there, that could have very well been the opposite, where the fight was in their favor. But the lead did slightly grow with the top tower falling after that great fight from Team Tim. They're up to a 35, almost 3,600 gold lead. So it did go up by a little bit, but it didn't swing too much in their favor. And Doghouse, they still have a level 15 South Forest with full Dawnbringer and a Mighty Blade already. And once he gets the Shrunken Head, that's going to be a big pickup for South Forest. And the rate that he's farming, he's going to have that probably in a few minutes or so.
We'll be coming back up from death. Meanwhile, Lodestone bottom lane has been trying to run this whole time. The ward's going to spot him, but not going to further engage. There's a Moira nearby that was ready to counter if needed. Of course, has that Vortex ready to go with that portal key as we saw earlier. So there's going to be no clash down here, at least just yet. Go back to Torture. Imba Boy, top farm in the game. Will really kind of up there back and forth with the Lord South Forest, but yeah, has a light brand to go with the Gnome, Sacrificial Stone, but a Grimoire is certainly cooking up for the Torture. Do they catch Lowstone? They sure do. They caught the Lowstone in the end, and down he goes.
Down here, though, for that kill. And meanwhile, they're still farming on the South Forest and the Bensington while this is going on.
How is Bensington doing? Yeah, Bensington, by the way, going that Sackstone, another 1,800 gold saved up. So is he going more like is he going to go damage still, you think? Like a Thunderclaw still, or?
I feel like he still has to. I think he should go Thunderclaw into Shrunken, personally, but we saw him do the Hyper Crown in, I think it was game 3, if I'm not mistaken, where he played the Bensington. I don't think he can get away with doing that and have it work out for them. But yeah, I do think he should go still the Thunderclaw and then just get the Shrunken Head afterward.
Poured it into the mid lane. So all 5 now joining up for the Hellborn side. In Team Doghouse, you have Snooki. Doesn't have his BKB or Shrunken Head just yet. Magnus getting close. Using that invis for information. Close one going in back here.
Very deep, actually.
Will save him though. Does Magnus. Undying split off. Torture's in trouble. The Shadow Storm. Torture's dead. Big start for the Hellborn. They do lose the low still, but definitely doing his job. However, the Bat Blast down for mentioned Hag. Oh, the save with the Protective Melody once again, but it doesn't matter. Sir Bensington does go down.
He's tanking the tower, but he's still relatively strong.
Still
if
just
the Magnus can
half-life.
catch up here with another Lava Surge, they might be able to bring him down.
Hag
Nastity's doing a
wants his
great
kill.
job of stopping the Magnus portal key. I think he might be able to catch him though. Hag blinks and blocks him.
Should be dead.
He's got to juke the Magnus here. Oh, he tried.
Almost.
And yeah, he knew that he had to juke the Magnus there, like try to make him miss the surge, but unfortunately couldn't pull off the juke in time. But dude did a really good job there of trying to stop the blink from Magnus. It just unfortunately wasn't enough. And the fight actually looked really good because they killed the Torture right away with dumping the Undying and the Nightfall hit on top, and Giveaway wasn't able to really do that much damage in that fight. But he was able to finish his Grimoire before dying, so he didn't really lose that much. And you can just kind of see he's farming a triple Ancient here, not really losing that much HP is how much healing the Grimoire is going to give him.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's almost like it's one of those fights you'd want to like a replay to kind of really look at, because yeah, the fact that they killed Torture off the bat, the most farmed hero in the game, at least on the Legion side, and then still were able to get turned on as much as they were, is still it's something. It's something. Team Tim is got to be very satisfied with how that fight turned out. So yeah, and Torture already back up, another 1,000 gold saved up, ready to go to the Grimoire as mentioned. So I think another key though, and going into that, as I mentioned, Lord Softforce, he's getting close to finishing that Shrunken Head, but hadn't finished it yet. So you got to imagine if he has a Shrunken Head, maybe a different story, but hopefully should have it by the time they fight next.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then he can just freely focus either the Torture or the Pebbles. Probably going to be the Torture. Just run him down, fight him in his face. Bensington does go with the Thunderclaw, which I think is correct. And depending on if I think Doghouse is going to want to keep bringing the fights to Team Tim, then he should just go with the Shrunken Head following up the Thunderclaw. We're going to see the Congo attempt here. This time Team Tim does not have any wards in the area, so we should see this one go down safely to Doghouse.
Yeah.
They're currently up in the top jungle, baiting to see if anyone will defend this tower, but as we can see, that's not the case.
TPing out, so there's the Congo kill. Gonna get their stats. Moira's already looking to protect the top lane though. Do they defend the secondary tower is the question. Is that Half-Life? Legion side is still hanging around. When we can play, they're going to be spotted right there by Moira using the ephemeral forge. So
the tower, I think, will go down without any resistance here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to fall. Meanwhile, middle lane, they're catching the Hag.
Is it enough? Oh no, it's not. He's able to blink out. Bat Blast about the Melody again. The timing was perfect.
Now they still get slowed by the bats, but he did prevent the damage. Bensington falls.
So Bensington still goes down. Now Rhapsody in trouble. Staccato will stop a glacial downpour, but it doesn't matter. Just too delayed. Yeah, you're right. Even though the damage was mitigated, the slow still did a lot of work there.
Yeah, and Self-Forest was farming the Legion jungle, so again, Doghouse doesn't bring the same amount of numbers that Team Tim does to the fight. And the lead is starting to get to a noticeable point, I would say. I think prior through this fight, it was still kind of even, but now we're up to 10k gold. They're jumping the Torture here, though. He's all alone.
He's fine.
They do hit the Shatterstorm on him. I don't know if this is enough damage with the Undying. I think he gets his TP stop. He didn't have the Shrunken up.
No.
Torture. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. He lives on 50 life from that Undying wearing off.
That is disastrous.
No.
That's one of those where you're already in a deficit and you go for a pick. I mean, you can understand the logic there, but man, to have it go completely against you, get 2 deaths and no kill. And that was like 3,000 more gold right there as far as the overall net worth lead. So that's that's bad news bears for Team Doghouse now. After that happened. But fight continues. By the way, we saw Staff of the Master pick up on Pebbles. Has that in his inventory.
Yeah, they could also look to upgrade with that staff pickup. They could look to upgrade. I would say anyone maybe but Magnus. Like Glacius has a good staff effect, and he's building a straight Shrunken, so they could look to upgrade him. They could upgrade the Hag, who has a good staff effect. Even the Torture, he cannot get his Torment. Like if he gets silenced, it still keeps going, and it increases the damage. I think the better ones would be Glacius and Hag, especially with Glacius building a straight Shrunken. So they might look to upgrade him later on. And the staff pickup amplifies Pebbles' damage in team fights and crowd control quite a lot, so it's a good pickup.
Magnus pushing out the mid lane and almost catches Moira. Some portal key action coming out from either side. Top lane, speaking of portal keys.
He avoids the Flagma stun.
Gets out. Close call there as well, but yeah, everyone escapes. But you could just, obviously we're at a point now, more so for Team Tim, where they can feel confident roaming around as they are and looking for these picks. And on the other side, Doghouse has to play very weary. They got to be hesitant in terms of where they're going. They have to be together ideally. And that's what we're seeing here. They're going to port to the mid lanes. Rhapsody, who, okay, no stun from Magnus, just kind of scaring him. Meanwhile, Shatterstorm was activated and Lodestone doesn't use it.
Yeah, so I think the good news is he didn't show it, and
sure,
they don't know that the Shatterstorm's on cooldown for another minute. They do have the Shrunken Head picked up on Torture now, so although he can still get hit with Undying, he can at least block out a lot of the rest of the magic damage from the side of Doghouse. So once the Undying is done, you know, we've seen the healing he has with the Gnomes and the Grimoire. It's quite a lot, so if he can sustain himself, he can stay alive for the team fights. But I think it's another case of they desperately need that Shrunken Head on Fog, because until Benzi gets the Shrunken, he's gonna be just food in these team fights. He's not the tankiest hero right now.
Oh, mid lane. This is, you gotta be so careful if you're Team Doghouse, like knowing that this could be it. Again, this is the 5th and final game. That $10,000 prize pool on the line for Paradise League.
They're gonna be looking to catch Benzi. Benzi doesn't have a clue that what's happening.
Oh wow! Oh! The melody didn't go off in time, and now that's on cooldown for 2 minutes. At least Rhapsody, well, I was gonna say is gonna survive, but maybe not. Hag finds her. Nice juking.
Nice tree juking, yeah, from Dude.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the melody wasn't in time. Very hard to react to that kind of burst damage. That was a level 3 Bat Blast with Grimoire on top of a Pebbles initiation.
Don't chase this. Okay, yeah, they were chasing this Magnus, and I was gonna say they might be chasing a little bit too long at this rate. So he blinks away. Rhapsody still.
Rhapsody might get caught here, but I guess they're not to overcommit. But yeah, every death on Bensington really hurts Doghouse. He's still sub 350 GPM. Needs another 1,300 gold still for the Shrunken. And the racks are being knocked on by Team Tim, and this tower is falling very fast.
You have Bensington down for 8 more seconds. Has a buyback, but of course you do not want to use that. So the tower goes down and will just naturally resurrect. But now if you're the Legion side, Team Tim, are they just going to keep this pressure up? Most likely. They're in a very comfortable spot right now. You mentioned the Shrunken Head finished on Glacius. You got the Bound Eye and Volca that they've been using also for counter warding along the way. And they're going to sit outside the base for now. Of course, with the creep wave constantly being cleared out. I mean, their own Kongor is up, but again, they don't want to force it if they don't have to. Gotta figure out what they want to do for the time being as far as objectives go.
They might also want to wait for the second one to be in proximity of them getting the token. Because if they get a token on Torture, that's going to be pretty hard, I think, for Doghouse to deal with. Mid lane, they are going to miss their initiation on the Hag, and he's turning it around with the bats.
Oh, he's kind of toying with them now. He's just keeping them delayed because meanwhile the bottom lane push is happening. Lowstone, he's falling. He's going to go down with the Magma Stun coming in, but now look at the bottom lane. Vortex.
Glacial Downpour. They take out Moira. Lodestone falls as well as Rhapsody, and this Rax
split
is
them
going
up.
down.
Yeah, they split them up. And meanwhile, during all this Lord's Off Forest, his TP is coming off cooldown, but he's too distracted right here. This whole time, he's gonna go for the BKB TP, but his base is already, the damage has been done. 20,000 gold deficit now, and Team Tim is going for the throw. Buyback gonna be happening from Lodestone. Try to stall as much as they can, but they know, Team Tim does, that this could be the beginning of the end in their favor. Lord's Up Force, especially if he goes down, but they don't want to overcommit, so he's going to survive, and Hack goes down.
One buyback from Rhapsody and one buyback from Lodestone. So 2 buybacks in total.
Got a couple. So Doghouse keeping hope alive. Mentioned
Storm Spirit picked up on the Magmus as well as a Bound Eye now. So even the supports are starting to get some big items. I mentioned the Shrunken on Glacius. Hag has 2,400 gold and Pebbles has 3,000 gold, so they're working on next items coming up soon. And Torture, I think, bought a PK and still has 1,800 gold saved up, so he has buyback. He's already 600 gold per minute, skyrocketing after that big fight and the Rax kill.
That screams like a sheep stick pickup next to me, especially with the PK.
Yeah, probably to replace the Sackstone, which is the smallest item right now. But Bensington has a Shrunken, that is great news, and even though his GPM is not very, very high, he can at least sustain himself now to deal some damage in the team fights. Just needs to try to get some more items going, but Hag's gonna get caught here. No, Doghouse is finding some pickoffs. A couple of back-to-back kills on the Hag.
Seems to be the target that they continue to find at least, and this time they actually do come through with the kill, so that's big, and kind of a reset now that they're going to go right back in. They want to make another play happen.
They burst him down. They get the Mana Cinder off. He couldn't get any spells off. That's an onslaught streak going for Bensington, so almost 600 gold.
And they steal the Bound Eye.
Yeah, the lead is still a lot for Team Tim, but if they can continue to try to get these pickoffs and they don't give up another Rax anytime soon, Doghouse is definitely not out of this game. I mean, we still got a lot of game left, even with a 16k gold lead in favor of Team Tim.
Absolutely. I could definitely see the scenarios where this game is not over. Now, of course, the downside for this entire team, for Team Doghouse, is they're going to constantly have to pay attention to this bottom lane. As we see right now, with the bigger creep waves, just pushing it in. So, Sir Bensington doing his best to clean that up. Meanwhile, top lane, Lodestone more so, trying to get away.
PK up in 1 second. It's in a PK.
They can still catch him though.
Might get caught here.
Hey, he's gonna shards him.
He's not going for the. He doesn't have a TP actually, so he's just hiding.
He's hiding.
He's invisible. They don't know he's here.
It actually works.
He's taunting himself. He's like, "Hey, I made it out! Yay!" That's funny. I mean, if anything, now he can maybe try to go from behind and get a big Shatterstorm, but there is the ward on the cliff here, so he would be spotted. He's gonna cut the creep wave and maybe try to stop them from being able to push this top Rax.
Well, Legion team.
Ella's got some good tower damage with the toss. He even linked into the base, so.
Okay.
Pops the Shrunken. Shatterstorm's being channeled. Does hit onto 2. There's the Storm Spirit from Magmus, though.
Fall in, Lodestone, he helps to get the kill on a Wretched Hag, Vortex. Glacius eventually going to be sucked in as well. You see Moira with the Ephemeral Forge doing a lot of work in the backline with the CC. However, Sir Bensington got comboed eventually with that BKB running out. And now it's reset time for Doghouse. Lord's Up Force wants to heal on up, but it's 4 versus 4, so still very manageable to hold this.
Yeah, so they used the Undying there on Pebbles, and they didn't really focus him. They just put him to like half HP, And that meant with Torture not having the Undying on him, he was able to just do a lot of damage this fight.
Lodestone jumping in.
The Shrunken Mana Sunder does a lot of work there.
Oh, that group chuck. The Melody, though. I think the Melody actually did mitigate some good damage, and it keeps Moira alive barely.
How did nobody die in this engagement? Like, the Shrunkens were down on pretty much everyone, and AoE spells were it's crazy. The Melody buys them some more time, so good Melody coming in from Dude once again. Now, unfortunately, they lost Benzington in this fight, and they lost Tag on the side of Legion, which, you know, he's still kind of like their third core. So I think it hurts Doghouse a little bit more to lose the Benzington.
Either way, it's if you're Doghouse, you're like, you know what? The towers stay alive. We're still in this game. That's what matters. That's and that's what they got to keep going for. As long as you're still in the game, especially when your base towers are alive, then you still have hope.
No rot on Lodestone.
Going in.
Oh, they actually jump, but Torture gets the Shrunken Head off.
Want to chase Torture. The Undying is on him. Still, the Shadow Storm explosion. They do kill Torture, but at what cost for them? Sir Benzington is going to fall Lord Self-Force, just trying to TP out. Hopefully no stun. Never mind, they have a stun. So now Self-Force is going to have to play the running game, maybe get the turn kill on him, Magnus, I suppose. He's still kiting away with that speed buff, but Lord Self-Force is just too much lockdown to handle. Will end up falling, so they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar once again.
I think he buys back immediately. I think in response to the Torture buyback as well. He knows that the push is coming anyway, so he's going to preemptively buy back, which I think is probably the right call with Benzington being dead for 30 more seconds. And they do have a buyback on Lodestone for but he's up in 24 seconds. I think they do not want to use that buyback if they can help it.
There it is.
Yeah, they're going to use the glyph. The tower is very low top.
Lodestone buyback coming in as well. 10 more seconds for Sir Benzington.
Yep, it doesn't have Nightfall for 30 seconds either, so once he respawns, it's still a 25-second cooldown or so.
They get the tower and they back off, though. Gonna force any further. Again, I go back to, I guess this is where this whole Kongor change, that obviously the double Kongor now and everything. It doesn't feel like that there's any reason, I shouldn't say that, but if you're ahead like this as you are for Team Tim, is there a time where you're like, let's just do this Kongor? Or is it just really not worth it because you'd be clumped up and you don't want to give them a chance? Like,
well, I think they could safely do their own Kongor, but maybe they feel that Doghouse, like, if they get caught doing their Kongor, it's a risk that could maybe give Doghouse a chance to come back in the game. But Doghouse is doing their own Kongor, and they're the ones who are down by 22k gold, so they are kind of the fearless ones taking the bigger risk here. And I think when you're in a deficit like this, it makes more sense, I guess, to take the risks, because if you don't take risks, then there's less chances that you can make the comeback.
Oh, there you go. Kongro's down. That's buff number 2, right? Yeah.
Yep. They're going to have to defend the bottom lane really quickly because the top lane has no tower, defensive tower. So if Team Tim was to bring the pressure, it is an open Rex. But as we can see, they're not really feeling that they need to force the issue up there. And it almost makes you wonder if Team Tim realizes that they have this kind of a lead. Now, if we take a look at the buyback situation, you only have one more buyback on Self-Forest and Rhapsody, and Lodestone has no buyback. So if Lodestone dies, he's staying dead for probably like around a minute or so at this point. So you have a definite buyback advantage on Legion.
Oh, yep. Snooki showed himself right there to finish off the last of the creeps. He does BKB TP out, though, and will survive. So I thought for a second he was for sure dead, but manages to get out just in time.
Oh, Moira, switching the Moira here. He could tablet himself backwards.
Nope.
He decides to walk forward.
Too much lockdown there. Nightfall in.
Big
Magnus
from the Magnus.
Stuns both. Wretched Hack gets low. The Undying may tick her down, I believe. Yeah, she is going to end up dying, but Pebbles in with a group chuck. And there's the wombo combo that you're looking for. If you're Team Tim, hat trick.
Self-Forest, yeah, huge team fight coming in as Patrick gets picked up by Imbo Boy. And that, I don't know, that might have been
Might be it.
the last-ditch effort. They're gonna, oh, they can't even catch the
Not
mag once
the
the
kill.
sheepstick comes in from Torture.
Not gonna happen.
Edgington's gonna fall, and that's the second rack, so I think that might have just did it, actually. I mean, there's still 4 people dead. We see Hagi been buybacking here. She wants to rejoin and secure this last racks.
Team Tim on the verge of becoming the winners of the Paradise League. And GG well playeds are going out. It will be official. Team Tim comes into the grand finals, technically as the underdogs, but we knew we were going to have a good grand finals. Not only did we have a great grand finals going the distance, but Team Tim looks like they're going to be victorious 3-2 over Doghouse to end it all. Congratulations to them, as there's the fun overtime now of just the clashing back and forth. But what a way to finish it, though. Again, yet another great game. Just tons of action. And hell of a way to go out. But yeah, very well played by Team Tim. And I got to say, on a personal note, I mean, obviously respect to all these players participating in these finals, and especially for everyone that's been still playing HoN to this day, an event like this. But seeing Imba Boy and Zane win what's essentially kind of this final event, 2 players that have been around forever and have competed at the top tier level for a very long time, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, let's see it.
Yep. Very, very well played here from Team Tim. They are going to be the winner here of the grand finale as they win in Game 5. So pretty exciting series from both sides. I mean, that was just a boxing match between these 2 heavyweights. Very, very fun to see.